Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, October 29th at about 8:40 in the morning, and the dogs and I have come over to the Cataraqui Trail east of Perth Road. This is one of our favorite stretches of trail to walk, although we haven't been here for a long time. I think we were over here in early summer, and it's a beautiful stretch. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the full stretch that I sometimes do, which is about 20 kilometers, but we'll go out of fairways here and see what we can find. The birds are starting off fairly active. It's cloudy now and 3 degrees, so it's quite cool. It was 0 when I left home, and we're supposed to get rain starting around noon or slightly after, so we do have the morning to walk, but rain is coming, and warmer temperatures too, up to 20 tomorrow and 22 on Thursday, I think it is. And then back down to cool after a few more days. Well, I had debated wearing my lighter felt coat because I know it's going to go up to about 10 or so degrees eventually today, but I'm glad I left this one on because it's quite cool still, especially with the cloudy skies and about 3 degrees, I guess it is. My hands are fairly cold. In my view, it's always better to be a little warm than too cool. And we're just coming up to a Pinnacle road here. Well, most of the leaves have now fallen off the trees. It's just a few of the stubborn oak trees that still retain their leaves. And they're a beautiful peanut butter color sort of shade, and a bit of yellow here and there. So still very pretty, just a little more the somber end of fall, I guess you would say. But very attractive, at least to my eye. I love the earth colors and all they have to offer the palette. This little stretch through this marsh has been quite active. Had 6 hooded mergansers, a few bluebirds, cedar waxwings, red-bellied woodpecker, fox sparrow, tree sparrow, robins, goldfinches, all kinds of stuff right in this area. Very active. Nice to see. The winterberry shrubs are covered in their nice bright red berries. Always nice to see those out at this time of year. One of the really nice things about hiking at this time of the year, after most of the leaves have fallen, is that you can really see into the land. Now I can see the topography under the leaves that would normally be hidden. So it's really nice to see that. And also you get views of other things that you don't normally see that are behind the leaves of summer. So it's a nice time to go out hiking and just be able to see a little more depth than you normally can. Another reason I wanted to come along here today was that starting next Monday is the annual 2-week deer gun hunt. And these more wild sections of trail I tend to avoid during those 2 weeks. Just don't want to get into any mishap situations of getting shot if I can avoid it. So, I mean, it's probably safe enough, especially if you wear bright colors, but it's not really that enjoyable for me, at least, either, to walk along here and just sort of hear gunshots everywhere you go. So I tend to avoid these wild sections and stay on the more urban sections, I guess you'd call it. Areas where there's less likely interaction with guns. But today it's very quiet out here. Quite a few fox sparrows along here today. We're coming to the end of their migratory period pretty well. October is always a big time for them, but we'll probably only see them for a little while longer. Okay, we're just coming up to McGillivray Road. We've been walking for about an hour and 25 minutes, and we've done 5.2 kilometers, and it's 10 o'clock. So we're just plodding along here. The weather's pretty much the same, cloudy, calm, and maybe 5 degrees, I'm not sure. It's getting a little warmer. But nice not to have any wind, which has been pretty prevalent lately. So I meant to add that at this point we have 22 species of birds recorded for the hike. These orange berries here against the rock face are climbing bittersweet. So we're just passing Stonehouse Lake at about 7 kilometers distance in now. And I should turn around, but the lure of Garter Lake is calling me once again now that I've come this far. So the wind is picking up a little bit now too. And as you can see in this radar image, the rain is just over towards Coburg, the edge of it, eastern side of it. So I've probably got a couple hours yet that I can play with, but what time is it now? 10:34. Yeah, I probably have till 12:30 or 1 o'clock, I'm not sure. I might just go another kilometer or so along here and then head back. We'll see what I feel like, I guess. Okay, here we are at just over 9 kilometers in, and we're hitting the west end of Garter Lake. And it's basically almost another kilometer up there to see the central portion of the lake, which is the pretty part actually. Okay, just coming up to the central part of the lake here. And I think that's about as far as I'm going to go. I can feel my ankles getting a little bit tired. I must say though, it's easier doing this walk on a cool day like this than it is on a hot summer day, by a long shot. There's the beautiful lake. So that's been about 9.8 kilometers to this point. And at this point in our bird list, I've totaled 25 species. Now we might get something new on the way back, but the birds we have so far are Canada geese, hooded merganser, red-bellied woodpecker, downy woodpecker, hairy woodpecker, pileated woodpecker, northern flicker, blue jay, crow, raven, black-capped chickadee, golden-crowned kinglet, white-breasted nuthatch, brown creeper, winter wren, European starling, eastern bluebird, American robin, cedar waxwing, American goldfinch, American tree sparrow. A lot of Americans in here for some reason, eh? We need some more Canadians. American tree sparrow, fox sparrow, dark-eyed junco, red-winged blackbird, and northern cardinal. So a pretty good little list. It's been a little slow over the last hour or so, but it was pretty good earlier. And we'll see if we get anything new on the way back. I meant to add that we've been walking for about 2 hours and 25 minutes. So it's 11:07 right now. So it's going to be, it's going to be over 1:30 before we get back. So I suspect we may be in the rain at some point. So anyhow, we better get our walking boots on and start marching back. May not take too much more video on the way back, just to speed things up a bit. Well, it has warmed up quite a bit now. I don't know what it would be, maybe 8 or 9 degrees, but at least my hands aren't cold anymore. And the breeze is picking up in advance of the front coming in. This is a warm front, bringing the rain, possibly even a thunderstorm. Supposed to get 10 to 15 millimeters. We'll see how that goes. Looks like a raven nest up here on the cliff. Neat to see. So before I left this morning, I wanted to have a light breakfast. I didn't want to feel heavy and bloated, so I just had a fruit salad. I chopped up one grapefruit, added one of those little fruit cups that has peaches and pineapple and pears in it with a cherry on top. And then I cut up a banana and added some apple cider and some cinnamon to it. And it was really good. It hit the spot. And I feel very light walking. Oh, blueberries too, of course. I put some blueberries on there. So I've felt good and energized this morning and not really heavy in my gut, which is what I wanted to do. I've got to clean my gut out. I think it's clogged with crap. Pileated woodpecker calling back there. Still hearing a few crickets calling amazingly. We've had a number of frosts now this fall, and certainly most of the insect life has diminished quite a bit. But once it gets warmer, you start hearing the few hangers on again. I've even seen a few of the little reddish dragonflies hanging around still. And I've just heard a spring peeper now that the temperatures are warming up again. I've noticed they've been calling fairly frequently over the last few days. As long as the temperatures are moderately warm, they keep singing very weakly in the woods until at such point they have to go under the leaf litter, I guess, to get out of the cold. But they're obviously quite hardy little characters. Back at Stonehouse Lake, there's quite a layer of duckweed in places along here. I think it's duckweed. So they've got a fancy new bench here at Stonehouse Lake. I'll have to give it a little tryout here, take a little bit of a rest. They used to have a little red painted iron bench, and I think it probably wore out. It was getting a little weak, I think. This one looks very solid and nice. So just sitting on the new bench here at Stonehouse Lake, and it's a very nice solid bench, very comfortable. Okay, 12:08, and we've just crossed McGillivray Road once again. And things are still okay. The sky is overcast, but no showers yet hitting me. So just about 5 kilometers to go now, I think. And we're walking pretty steadily now, not doing a lot of stopping and looking around, so it may not take us too long. Probably an hour and 15 minutes or so. Ah, nice red-bellied woodpecker calling off to the side here. Already had one, but nice to hear them wherever you hear them. They've become quite regular along this trail now, the Cataraqui Trail from Sydenham Lake east. There was a time not long ago when you'd hardly ever see a red-bellied woodpecker around here. And they're gradually moving north from the Carolinian zone. So here's the sky view at 12:26. Still not too intimidating. Fairly light colored. Don't sense anything imminent. Well, at 12:45, the sky is looking darker now to the west. Still not imminently in danger of rain, I don't think, but it could be coming shortly. And I think we're just about half an hour from the end of the hike, if I'm not mistaken. 12:50, and we're just coming up to Maple Leaf Road here. So we have a little section here to a Pinnacon Road, and then about 20 minutes of walking after a Pinnacon Road. So this is the only hill on the whole hike I've done today, just the little rise up to a Pinnacon Road. Well, I finally got some cell reception again as we near the end of this hike, and I looked at the radar, and as you can see here, the rain is just off to our west. It's not far away at all. There's actually a band that looks like it is over us or off to the east. I didn't see any showers go by, but maybe the radar is just being overly sensitive, but the main bulk of the rain is still coming. It looks like we're just gonna beat it, so we timed that nicely. Here's a bunch of the invasive Phragmites grass growing in here, about 10 feet tall at the edge of this wetland. That's a real nuisance species when it comes to filling in wetlands. It makes it unsuitable for most native wildlife to live in it. 1:10, and we're looking down the last straightaway until we get to the parking lot. This will take another 10 minutes, so we'll probably be out of here at 1:20. So I hope you enjoyed this hike along the Cataraqui Trail, east from Perth Road to Garter Lake and back. It was a very nice hike, pretty good birding. I think I ended up with 26 species or so. Anyhow, I'll sign off for now and catch you on the next adventure. Goodbye. You ready to go home, guys? Yeah, I know. Wasn't much of a walk, but hopefully it'll do.